you put any potatoes in it?
Hmm?
Did you put any potatoes in it?
No. Sorry. What's going on, Hard Life family? Bringing Albert on here. There he is.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Let's see if I got this right. It's a little low. I know. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. So.
Did you let Rachel know that I sent it to her email?
I'm letting her know now. She's actually running an errand. I don't know if she's already gotten back yet or not. So we can still go live. We're already live. Okay. All right. What's up, guys? This is Team Hard Life Capt.Eric here. And we've got some pretty good info today. By the way, how was y'all's weekend? How was your weekend, Jacob?
Mine was fun. I was down in Newport, Kentucky.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can get it. Yeah, no, it's. I can hear you, but I have to really concentrate on it. So.
Well, that's because you're deaf.
Is your knife clean? No, still the same. So.
How can I get in contact with the Jacket Leatherworks to get a sheet made for my knife?
On Facebook, Jacked Up Leatherworks. Nico wants to send you a knife so you can make him a leather sheet for it. So
$900.
the $900.
Add it to the tab.
You hear him? Did you hear him?
I said all I heard was something like a hard pass or something.
No, he said add it to the tab.
I can add it to your account. An account you ain't got no money.
Giant block away.
Yeah. That ain't giant, that's a small. The one I got another block that's probably 2,800 pounds sitting on the trailer right now. So all right, we got Roger, Steve, Oscar, Jaime, Henry, John Dulays, Joseph. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? How's y'all's weekend?
Yeah, Kentucky was pretty nice.
Well, that?
So Kentucky was really nice.
I don't know.
So.
What? You got out there Friday, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. They didn't get too much tore up by the storm like North Carolina and all of them did.
No, it was bright and sunny out there.
What's that big list?
What knife is he talking about?
Well, that.
What knife is he talking about?
I'll ask him a little bit later, because right now he's on the clock. Start getting him sidetracked on that, and he'll forget he's working. So, John said caught bluefin tuna yesterday. Had a great time. 120 miles west of San Diego. Nice.
Nice.
So, that is. Did you just bump your camera?
Yeah, I'm out here on the kitchen table.
Oh, okay. I can see the vibration.
Yeah, so the internet doesn't, bugger in and out. I got the router just like right there, so. But.
Roger that.
I'm gonna go ahead and she's actually down in the green room, so I'm gonna actually go ahead and bring her on. And later on, when you guys are done, I'll show something that I got in the mail today.
Oh, nice, awesome.
So, here is Rachel.
Hi guys, I'm in my car like a crazy lady right now.
And actually, if you turn your camera sideways, it'll show a bigger angle if you want. There you go.
My face. Okay.
Yep.
Can you hear
So,
me?
loud and clear. I hear you a lot better than I hear Jacob.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
great. Okay. Let's
sorry.
see. I guess I'm going to stay in the car here for this.
I'm over here snacking on a green apple.
Okay. Well, let's, you guys, you want to just get right to it? I had to book it over here to get my campaign report in because it took my treasurer a minute to take a look at it. But I think I'm guessing that everybody has kind of seen where Peter Zanoni is like, oh, we picked Kiewit to be the desalination builder.
I was about to ask you about that. Like, how is that even possible that they're still able to keep trying to push forward when everything still is pending and nothing's been resolved?
Well, the issue with that is Peter Zanoni is taking his fake power and trying to convince the community that the desal is a done deal. So he still has to get this, they have. They have to go through the Army Corps of Engineer, and they still have that Title VI lawsuit from Hillcrest. So this guy is just repeatedly putting the cart before the horse. There's no funding. Funding has not been approved. Thinking, honestly, I have no idea.
And what gets me more too is all that funding that they use for their promotional of like trying to buy businesses out or whatever they were doing for, I guess, advertisement. Is that what they would call it? Hold on real quick, guys. Hard life.
Which part? It's 4:55 and everybody at City Hall's leaving like it's 5 o'clock.
Hard life. Okay. But sorry, I lost my frame of thought right there. Damn spammers.
It's okay. Well, the issue with that, what Peter Zanoni's doing is that it still has to go to council, and he's kind of to, like, Channel 3 is the only one that'll listen to him now because he has burned a bridge with Channel 6 because he is refusing to return public information requests, and they keep doing those investigative reporting on him. K.I.I as his microphone now, and
Right.
that's why you have those stories coming out on channel K.I.I instead of any other news outlet.
Which is good. There's finally a news agency out there that's really reporting the news.
Yeah, except for, Channel 6 is doing, Chris 6 is doing fantastic at exposing all these different things that are happening. But, now you have thing and is being his mouthpiece, which, is kind of a pain. But it's getting crazy, and where they're basically just like trying to convince the community that this is draft permit, and I think they still need the outtake permit. The draft permit that they have is for the intake, so they don't even have the permitting that they need. Like, it's just, for me, as somebody who's just a citizen right now, it just feels like trying to convince us that we don't have a choice in this matter and it's a done deal. Michael Hunter said at a meeting last week that he is 100% for we need the water. So I talked to him and said, hey, you do realize that we don't necessarily need the water. We just need to quit overselling our water to industry. because the community's usage has gone down from it went down to 16%, and they're saying that now we're down to 15%. So the community, we're doing our job in conserving, but industry is not, because you still see the droughts. And I don't know, did you see that story that Alan Holt put up that we're the average rainfall this year? So it's not about a drought because it's not raining. It's because they're overusing our water.
See,
They are overusing our water.
Reports like that are what the rest of us need to see in order to get the point across. But again, too, the major issue is this, guys. The water, this is the false narrative that everybody is falling under, and this is all they're hearing. Water desal, the city's in drought, and we need a desal plant. Well, get the narrative right. The desal plant is not for us. It's not to alleviate our water supply or help it out in any way. It's not in order to help lower our water. It's not for the city. It's for their pockets. That's it. And we're going to pay for it. They're going to pull it out of our pockets.
Yep. And said today that it is most definitely going to cause our water rates to triple, if not quadruple, within the next 2 to 3 years. So the hard part for me in this whole thing is, one, the location, and two, why forcing industry to pay for this? Like, why do we as a community and our tax dollars have to pay for this $757 million plant that where we don't need the water, they need it?
I'll tell you why. And this is something that it was an epiphany. I just thought of it. You said years ago they already had a study done on what would happen if a desal plant was in the Bay, right? They got this report back because originally they're saying that the big companies wanted to pay for it. Like, they was going to come out of their pocket. They were going to pay for everything. Okay. Now they get this report in that tells them exactly what they're going to destroy if they do it. So now who's liable at that point? They are, because they paid for it, correct? Now, if we pay for it, we're going to be responsible. Yeah. So.
Yep. And there was a forum. It was kind of like a forum today at lunch that I went to, and they basically said that, I brought that up. I said, why aren't we using Corpus Christi, already paid for, and is the reason why they're pulling out of the La Quinta channel, because that report says that it is going to detrimentally, negatively impact the Bay and our sea life. And their response was, well, CCW, Corpus Christi Water, is not using it because it's not a TCEQ requirement. It is not a TCEQ requirement that they do it because the city lied on their original permit, saying that it was going to be a smaller DC. So they weren't required to do it at that point. Now that Peter Zanoni has publicly gone to the media and said it's going to double in size, that changes all the permits currently have, because that means they've got to redo all the paperwork to reflect a desal plant double in size. So I don't know what kind of game he's playing, but for him to double the size of the desal means the clock starts. We have to elect people that are smart enough to know, hey, if you're changing the size of this plant, you have to go back to the drawing board. You have to go back to TCEQ, and everything's got to start over again.
Yep. Yep. I think what they did.
Hard part is
they, once they got that one kind of approved, they go, oh, okay, well, we'll just change it, and everybody will accept it.
Yep.
And that I'm just grateful for people like you and everybody else that's actually reading the fine print and putting a stop to it, because like, no, hold on. It doesn't work that way, because years ago when I heard about a desal plant too, I was under the assumption it was for the city. That's the narrative that needs to be cleared up. It needs to be brought to attention. It is not for the city. It's not for the regular Joes like us. It's
Yep.
for them to make more money
It
to
is.
put in their pocket, basically.
Yep. Well, and one of my biggest things is because one of my opponents is, at all these forums, I'd say there's about 5 of them that are just pushing hard for desal. And they're lying and they're saying like, oh, well, because the science is already there. The port paid $100,000 for it. Y'all are lying. And I know what they're doing. They're doing the Paulette Guajardo, where they're pretending that they're against it. They're going to get elected and they're like, well, our hands are tied, so we're going to do it, right? So that's Mark Scott, Carolyn Vaughn, and a guy named Javid Matsu something. I can't say his last name, or I forgot how to pronounce it. And so they're telling these fibs, right? That I'm concerned about the location, but we don't want it in the bay. My issue is that if they know the science exists and they're already lying about it, what else are they going to lie about?
Yep.
There's a comment that says the city is the desalination plant in addition to their Hillcrest Inner Harbor desalination plant. And the city is doing that even after that far field modeling said that it is bad for the bay. It is bad for the bay. Guys, ASAP, we're in trouble. We're in trouble.
I remember when we went to the TCEQ meeting, they were talking about, hey, if you're a business owner and you want a day in court to where you can tell them what's going on, what happened to that day? We haven't even heard anything about that.
No, because they don't have the permits yet. So it's a draft permit. Whenever they go to formalize the permit, then we're going to get an option to contest it. Then we will have a contested case hearing. You can do it. All the fishermen can do it. I'm going to do it. And it's going to negative. And I live right. The bay is like a block and a half from where I live. So I can contest it. Anybody that lives downtown on Ocean Drive, we can all contest it. And that's what we need to do. But we haven't gotten to that step yet. And this is what pisses me off, is it's a deal. But there are a lot of steps that still have to happen before this is before this happens.
Yeah.
And so that's where we're at right now. Somebody was asking me, it's like, the fishermen, have they endorsed you? And I'm like, I don't know that the fishermen endorse, because that would be huge as an angler to get y'all support and say, hey, I've got these guys that are behind me and they know about the dead zones, about all the different the red, is it the red tide?
There's a brown tide and a red tide that happens in the bay, yes.
Okay. And then the dead zone.
Which is that's part of the brown tide algae bloom that happens in there when the water gets too hot. The brown tide or the brown algae forms and it kills all the oxygen in that area. So there's a dead zone. That tells you if there's enough of a dead zone because of that, there is no water circulation.
Yeah.
So they can't sit there and say that water. I mean, have you ever had a hose bust in your yard? Like between, your spigot and your end cap. And even though you're pouring water out over here, you go to where that hose is at, you're going to see it's trickling out through there and it's pushing all the sediments to the areas that have no circulation. That's what's going to happen with all this water, the desalination brine and the sludge that they're also trying to put in there. Hold on, guys. I just had a customer. Yes, sir. How can I help you? No, vapes, that's across the street. Oh, I'm honestly, I should have got into that business too. Like just the little section over here, we'd be wrecking it because we have that probably about 20 times a week.
That's hilarious.
First
That's
time
funny.
on live camera. That is funny. So, but yeah, no,
I think that the hard part is gonna be is to get the community to understand. And you know, you have some bureaucrats out there. There's a guy running for one of the districts who's like, I used to work at the water department, and you know, we'll be able to maintenance it. And I'm like, when we had a 3-week water boil, he was like, well, yeah, but I fixed it. I'm like, yeah, but what did you do to prevent it? That was your job.
yeah, one job, one job. Yep.
I'm like, you know, you can be proud about fixing it, but why didn't you prevent it?
That
So it's a really tough situation. We don't have a lot of people asking questions like that. People tend to take people at face value, like, oh, he fixed it. Oh, that's awesome. No. If you are employed there, how did you? We could not use our water for 3 weeks.
Yep, and that didn't just happen once. It was like 2 or 3 times that year we were having that issue.
And
So
he was working there, and now he's running, and he is for desal. He's a local governments for city governments for like 30 years. So he's not a community per se person. Like he's a bureaucrat. Like he's definitely gonna follow the status quo. Oh, we definitely need water. No, we don't need water. Industry needs water. Honest with that. Let's and here's the thing is my beef is like if the community decides, hey, you know what, we're done with Corpus, we want to turn it into an industrial wasteland, be a sacrifice zone. If the majority of the community chooses that, then that I can't do anything about it. But when we're misleading, when not we, but when the government is misleading the community, the city government, and they're saying, we are running out of water, the citizens are running out of water, we need to do this, or we're, you know, you guys are not going to be able to shower. Corpus Christi Water did a marketing, right? Deal. If it's not, what is it? If it's clear, don't flush or some, I don't even know the stupid saying they put on there. And I'm like, you know what? Instead of y'all making us do that at home, why don't you do it at City Hall? Why don't you guys start doing that at City Hall?
yeah.
It is disgusting that they're making us do things that they will not do themselves. And it's exhausting with these people. It's exhausting, honestly.
All right. So
Like, are you guys really thinking through?
Also, quick question. Do you happen to have a list of who's for desal and who's for against desal on the legit? Not the ones that are playing pancake here. They're waiting for this side to be done before they flip on you. Like, which ones are really, you know, pro desal, so we know who we need to get into office at minimum to remove the other guys that are basically straight up stealing from our city.
Well, I can give you against desal people. Like I said, there are people that are riding the line because they don't want to decide until they get into office. And if they're waiting to decide until they get into office, that means they're for desal.
Yeah.
So I can put together a list of the people about it, against it, and that are 100% against it in the Bay. And then you have to ask these candidates, like they're not going to answer me because they already know who I am. But they will answer Albert Sartucci or other fishermen. They will answer captains, but they're not going to answer me. And I'm actually, the Corpus Christi Taxpayers Association is having a candidate forum on Wednesday. And one of the questions for the forum is desalination and where are they going to get the money to pay for it? And that's going to be downtown Corpus in the Frost Bank building. And that's Wednesday at 6:30. And we can ask the questions then.
This Wednesday?
Yeah, this Wednesday.
At 6:30, you said?
6:30, 802 North Karankawa. It's on the second floor in the ranch conference room.
The one where we had that last meeting? Is it in the RTA?
I don't remember.
Is it in the RTA building still, or no?
No. This is a Frost Bank. It's the high rise that's beige. 802 North Karankawa.
Got it.
Second floor at 6:30.
Are they going to be live on this, or is it just a public deal where you show up and and how does that work?
I can talk to the team about somebody streaming it, but we hadn't made that decision yet. So
you said it's a debate forum, so it's basically somebody like a moderator, like what they've done with Trump and JD Vance.
Debate. It's only a forum. No, it's not a debate. We're basically just asking questions like, okay, you have 3 minutes to answer this and give us your position. Next, you have 3 minutes to answer this and give us your position.
That would be a real good way if we are allowed to go in there and record it and do a video, even if we can't go live, to record it and post it later, because it will see which one of these candidates flip-flop, because that's what they'll do. Like, they'll say one thing over here at this, and then later on you'll catch them in a lie where they have switched. And yeah, now that
right.
Let me know if I can do that.
Saying, like, because you have and that's what I'm saying, because like you have Mayor Guajardo, who said she was against desal in the Bay, and now she's flip-flopped. So the thing about this is that we have to the history of some of these candidates, because like you have the Larry Elizondo, who's worked for Citgo for 80 years or something obscene. You have Mark Scott, whose wife was the PR person for Gulf Coast Growth Ventures, Exxon Sabic, and he's been adamant we have to have desal. The world is looking at Corpus Christi. I mean, he lays it on thick. And then
of course they're looking at us. They want to know if they can come in and wreck it some more. Yeah, that's what they're wanting us to look at. Yeah. Yeah. No, Joe Webb. I did that. I went to the meeting. I wrote on there that I wanted a contested hearing. I did all of that. And that's what I kind of asked about a little while ago. And Rachel kind of cleared that up, that basically they have to wait until they get the permit before we can get that hearing. But in the meantime, they are circumventing every which way they can to make it like it's an unchangeable thing, and it's not. It's a false narrative that they are putting out there. Wow, this is deep. And also too, if y'all haven't mailed out y'all's voters registration form for the early voting, make sure to get that out today. Today's the last day to get it in. I know I did the online registration for that. I still have to mail it out, so I'm gonna go drop it off in the post office here when I leave the shop. So just a reminder, guys. And we are also doing the giveaway here at the shop. If y'all haven't registered before and are registering to vote to help us with this, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to sway you yes or no. What I'm trying to do is put the knowledge out there for you to make a great decision that's going to benefit the city as a whole. Everybody, all of our livelihoods are at stake here, guys. And that's all I'm trying to do is just encourage you to get out and get your voice heard. Can't be heard if you stay at home quiet and expect all of us to do it.
Right.
We're losing this battle if we don't stand up together. So that's why I'm doing this.
Yep. And there's more. We outnumber them. And if this is the year, I feel like personally that everybody always says like, oh, I don't vote, nothing ever changes. I don't vote, nothing ever changes. But we for them.
Wait,
we have to remember that. We outnumber them.
Here's the thing, guys. Love you, son. This is the thing that y'all are missing. If you say that you vote and nothing ever changes, you are part of the problem by not voting. You are allowing their change to be forced upon you. And then you're going to complain about it later, especially when you get your bill and Jesus Christ, it jumped 200%. Well, it's because you stayed home and didn't vote. Don't complain about it later
and I'm telling you,
all up in arms when right now's the time.
These local elections, Albert, is where we get hit immediately. You can vote for president all day long, and that'll eventually trickle down like it is now under the Biden administration, where everything is just sky high. So, but when you are going to feel an immediate impact by those elected officials. And right now, all we have is a bunch of people who represent special interest on the dais. You have insurance companies, you have roofing companies, oil and gas companies, so we don't have any community representation up there. You have a socialist, you have a professor, a socialist activist or community activist. Nice lady, she's against desal too. You have a professor, you have consultants. That's always a good one. I'm a consultant for what? One guy is a lobbyist. He's a consultant for a lobbying firm, which is never good for the people. A lobbyist is never of the community ever, and we need to remember that. So we're in trouble. And we have to, minimally, we don't vote in those presidential races. I don't even want to get involved in that mess. We have to vote in our local races, because I'm telling you, we should have mailed in that card, because my bill is now 4 times. Instead of it being $200, it's $800. My water bill is $800. And so we can only do so much, and I'm trying.
And you know why they're doing that? They're using your wallet right now to scare you. Because right now, if you think about it, they keep pushing the desal plant and the false narrative that it is for you. So they're raising the cost of water for you to be able to keep surviving. And then you hear desal plant, you're automatically assuming and hearing the false narrative that is to help you alleviate that problem. No. They're just setting it up so when they don't need that extra money, it's already being paid there to pay for the desal plant, and it's just going to go even higher. So again, guys.
Oh yeah.
We are
not getting a discount. We are not. We will with this desal plant. We're never going to be like, oh, hey guys, we got more water, so we're going to lower your rates. Never happening. Never. And then not only is that never going to happen, but also we're going to lose our bay. We're going to lose our of life here, all because we didn't stand up for ourselves. And we need to. We're Texans. This is what I don't understand. Like, we're Corpus Christi. We're Texans. We should want to fight and protect the body of Christ. We should want and pray that more people get involved in this fight, and they vote for the right people, because I'm concerned. I'm concerned.
What I'll do is, when you can get me the list, I know you sent part of it of a couple of them, and I did a video short showing how those 2 individuals showed up to a money fundraiser that was pretty much sponsored by all big big companies and stuff like that, and it shows
Oh yeah.
where their loyalties are, where their money is coming from, where all of that. It's not for us, not for me and you saying, hey, you know what, I think you're a good fit. No, from all those big businesses that are paying them off. That is their job. That they're selling off
Yep.
the city, and we're gonna pay for it, guys. We're gonna fill their
Yep.
wallets
Well,
and
and that
their bank account.
the mayoral candidate Michael Hunter, I put him on blast last week, I think it was. He is a lot. He's not a lobbyist, but he works for a lobbyist consulting firm with a guy that's been working for Citgo for like 80 plus years. He's also running at large, Larry Elizondo, and he and Michael Hunting company together. And so he went to Austin last week to go get money for this city of Corpus Christi race from a bunch of people in Austin, the most liberal city in Texas. And nobody's giving him any, like, you guys gave me grief because I allowed the clean slate to endorse me, and they're out of Austin. But yet you guys are allowing this mayoral candidate to go and siphon money out of Austin. Like, it's crazy and super hypocritical, but it is what it is, right?
Well, I'm willing to bet a lot of the people that are giving you grief are guys that are part of that crew that want the desal plant here. Because one, they're
Yep.
under the false narrative, or two, they're being bought out. Like,
Yep.
you know, they're somehow, some
People that
way,
use
they're going to
the
personally
actual-
benefit from it.
Yeah, and then I'm going to send you the screenshots that I got from Alan Holt's post where he said we're receiving an average rainfall. Industry is overusing our water, causing a drought. It's not because we're consuming too much. It's not because we're not getting rain. It's because they've oversold our water to industry, period, end of story.
Yeah. Well, I did see that they're finally trying to say that they're going to raise their rates after it's been like 25 years or so, but they're still fighting the amount of taxes.
They did raise their, they did raise their rates, and they're suing the city because they don't want to pay them.
Yep. So
Yeah.
again, guys, pay attention to that. They're suing
Want
the
to pay
city.
increase.
Yeah, they're suing the city for the increase of the water that me and you have to pay the same price for. And then they're also suing the city because they don't want to pay the taxes for the area of land that they already have. You know, I got to pay my taxes at the house. I got to pay taxes here at the shop. Anything I own, I have to pay taxes for. Like, they're saying they want all of us to do this for them, but what are they doing for us in return? They're still not even paying what they're supposed to be paying.
Right.
So it's amazing.
And these are multi-billion-dollar. And I think what's happening is that they think our community is dumb. And so Peter Zanoni, he's treated our community like crap. And this is why he makes me cringe, because he has been so disrespectful to our community.
Well, I mean,
down to us. He doesn't respond to.
Yeah, no, and look at the way he's
responding to public information requests.
And look at how
And
he's spending the
our money
money
like nothing.
That's not even supposed to be being spent yet. But it's okay for them to go out and drink and eat and this and that. But they want us to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know
and he's going to places that I'd say two-thirds of our community can't even afford to go to those restaurants.
Yep.
The yacht club, really? Talk about the community you're supposed to be representing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough. I will get you that list. I gotta get back into finishing up some stuff. But sorry it's been so hard. But like working and I'm making arrangements to load it once I get elected. Let's talk like that, right? When I get elected, I'll decrease my client load so that way I can be able to have more time to do things like this. But it's just been crazy busy lately.
I don't doubt it. And Rachel
I will
Caballero
get
for
you that
sending that
list of,
cards. Yeah. And so again, guys,
yes, number 1 on the ballot, guys.
yes, we need to vote for number 1. And like you said, the story behind it, that's phenomenal. We need to talk about that again, just because I was just talking about some testimonies a little while ago. Me and my son here at the shop, we went to church, and just everything that's happening. It's just like, dude, if you just keep your eyes open to what's going on, you will see everything, and it's amazing. It really is. So again, Rachel Caballero, thank you for taking the time out of your day to come out on
Yep,
Team Hard Drive
for
YouTube with
sure.
us. And yes, as soon as you get me more information, like I said, I'm going to put it out there so you can see for your own eyes what is happening right in front of you, and you have the power to change it. You just got to take the effort to go out and change it. Like, for real. If you don't do it,
Yep.
then you can't rely on everybody else to take care of you. Right now, look at the East Coast. They're all depending
I
on
am
themselves
fighting,
right now.
guys.
Yep. So, all right,
Yep.
Rachel, you have a
Yeah,
good
and
one.
that's the other thing too, Albert. Real quick, that's the other thing is that you're gonna have this desalination plant right in the bay, and what happens when a hurricane comes? Save us. Who came to save us during Harvey? No one.
Yep.
No one is coming to save us, and we have to protect ourselves at this point. We're on our own.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, all right, I will get you that list. I'm gonna get you the stuff for that Alan Holt posted. We've had an average rainfall. That we're not in a drought because of lack of rain. We're in a drought because industry is consuming more than it should, and the city of Corpus Christi and CC Water is allowing it.
Yep. Yep. Roger that. All right, Rachel, you have a good day at work.
Hey,
And
we'll be in touch. Okay.
roger that. See you
Thanks,
later.
guys. Number 1 on the ballot. Don't forget. Bye.
All right. Jacob, you still there, boss? I do appreciate Jacked Up Leatherworks for hooking this up, because right now YouTube is still not allowing me to go duo with anybody on my channel for some reason. They keep saying that, well, it says it's added, and you know, I did everything to my phone, my internet service. I've done everything I can, but I can go find it alone, but I cannot invite somebody over to the channel like I used to be able to do. And I have no idea why it's doing that. I have a guess that later on it's going to come through that I have to pay for that service or something like that. Which, I mean, I can understand it, but again, why am I going to have to pay if all these other third-party companies are allowed to do it, you know, without payment? So just a little heads up, while we were sitting here, I was making kingfish leaders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I need. That was an entrance. That was an entrance.
Well, howdy ho.
I need. Well, I need 24 of them. So yeah, but I'll just kind of let them know that you know, because you were able to do the StreamYard to get us into that kind of video conference like that. I mean, that is really important, guys. We need to get the information out there for everybody to see. And yeah, the petition online, actually, let me see. I know I've got, I got the link saved on my phone. Give me just a second. I'm going to get on to my phone. It's the only way I can share it. Let's see. Oh, man.
Hey, Albert. Hey, Albert.
Yeah. I can't see anything. Oh, nice. What does the back look like? Very nice. Very nice. Yep. Yeah. Let's see. There you go. All right. So there's the link for the turtle protection program that we're trying to help them save, because that's the other thing too. Now that they're doing away with the turtle program, now all these talks are coming up, as I posted in one of those video shorts, where they're actually coming to the table and basically saying, "Oh yeah, now we're wanting to have oceanfront businesses, and this and that, have it where they can buy the oceanfront property to be able to conduct their business and stuff like that." And they're asking, so what does that mean? Like, you're going to sell it behind the dunes, or are they going to cut out the dunes? Like, is that going to cut out our walking? I mean, because I know years ago, before they had the deal for the Open Beaches Act, there was a hotel that would actually put out pins across the beach like that, and then they block people out from being able to drive out in that section of beach. And so it came under fire, and finally, the Open Beaches Act was created and stuff like that. But it was already created, but they were trying to, circumvent it by just doing what they wanted to do. And so it was a big old battle. But if y'all don't stand up, guys, we're going to get run over. So.
Yeah.
That, Oscar, that could very much be something in there as well. Yeah. I mean, these guys have millions and millions of dollars going on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, most definitely it could. I wouldn't put it past it. I really wouldn't put it past it. So, talk about that. Let's see. I don't know, but
oh,
dude,
don't worry about those shirts.
What was that?
Oh, Patrick was asking about the shirts with Daniel.
I was just about to ask that too. Yep.
They're coming.
Very nice. Very nice. Yep. Were you able to get a hold of that contact I sent you?
Oh, that part? No, I haven't even got to that part yet. We've been going through rough drafts on that, on the artwork, so.
Oh, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see it. But
we're gonna have Daniel AI'd.
That's gonna be sweet. That's gonna be real sweet. Yeah, no, I got asked today about how our shop is doing and everything, and that was one of the things that Rachel kind of touched on, was that at the presidential level, it normally takes a little while for those changes that they do up there to hit us down here. And I wanted to say it really doesn't take that long. I said, because when Biden took office, I felt his crushing of my dream within the first 100 days. And while I'm talking about within the first couple of months, I felt it almost immediately, guys. So that's why I'm even more proactive at helping my locals, everybody around here, by voting, guys. And I honestly feel, that presidency was stolen from him, by just looking at all the facts that were presented in the court hearings and everything else. And I mean, if you have any kind of common sense, you could see that foul play was in motion in there. But again, too, right now, this is the hand that is dealt. Right. I love that shirt, man. I love that shirt. But again, too, it is you got to stand up for what you want, guys. You really do. You got to go out there. You got to vote, and especially with here locally, like she's saying, we're gonna feel it pretty immediately. Like, they're already pushing their agenda on us. Our water bills have already gone up. I mean, and that's just the start, guys. They're doing this as a scare tactic, and it's working, because a lot of people are automatically just hearing desal. Oh, we're gonna get water. No, we're not. Stop believing the false narrative, guys. It's not for us. So, and it's in the fine print, and that's why I keep putting those videos out there. Whenever they come out in public and say it, you need to be paying attention too. Listen, be listening, guys. Oh man, but more here kind of slightly pricking myself with the wires that I'm cutting, making the kingfish rigs. So,
Knucklehead.
You got
on,
any
Sammy?
pictures? You got any pictures and videos from the bearded competition?
A
No.
couple.
Yes. Well, you said you were. Well, you did say you were going to show some. I wonder if it was the shirt you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you selling those online or is that?
Okay, so the couple that make my edge burnishing, that Martin's Mix, the Jennifer, she actually ventured into shirt making. So I am actually going to be asking her to make my shirts for me, and she made a couple of them, and this is what they sent me. So
Nice.
it's not the sublimation where like on t-shirts that were in the 80s or nothing, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean you could tell it's kind of stiff or whatever, but her and her husband have helped me so much in my leather business, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna have her make them, and because that's gonna put more business her way and
How much of the shirt's going to go for?
we haven't talked about it yet, but I think they're going to be right around 25.
Well, charge me for one. I want to grab one so I can at least put up on my back wall here. So while I'm out on live, y'all can see his shirt there and stuff like that too. So yeah, charge me up for one, and uh, that way I can put it up there. I'm thinking right there in nope, that spot right there. Look, you see, it's kind of perfect right in there.
Yeah.
But either that, or if you have a big sticker like that.
I
Because to
actually
be
need to
honest,
get
a
one
sticker,
made.
I want one like 10 by 10 at least.
I want to put one so I can put it on the back of the truck.
Well, see if they can make a sticker that's exactly like your shirt. Like that's for the shirt. Yeah, for the truck, I'd want one that I could kind of see through, not have a whole blind spot. You know what I mean? But I'm not
Yeah.
driving here, so I would love to have that one. Yeah, 10 by 10 would fit perfectly right there.
Okay. Hey, Sammy, we see you, brother. Don't worry about that.
What's up, Sammy? How you doing? Gonna swing by the shop and get some leaders. All right, Anthony, we'll be here. We'll definitely be here. I'm building all these leaders because I'm the only one that knows how to do the kingfish rig right here. And we've got 24, 6, 72, 82, 94 leaders that I got to get done up. I know most of them I already have on the wall, but 24 that are plain wire, I got to make them by hand over here. So, yeah.
That's always fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially when I was planning to go out there and go start pouring weights, so that way I could do the run time, because I need to know firsthand how long it takes for somebody to run those molds and how much weight they can produce per hour. And I normally do a 4 to 5 hours, straight deal, because that's all I expect out of them, and then they can come and take a lunch or whatever, and then go out and do another 4 or 5 hours depending on how much time they're pulling in that day. If y'all seen the videos where I was out there pouring, I was pouring a 12-hour day, but that's me. You know what I mean? I expect a lot more out of myself, so it's definitely something different for sure. So there's a guy selling a Team Hard Life rod for $450 on OfferUp. Says never been used. Whoa. Well, I guess, Billy, share the link to the email. That way I can go and check it out. Because, again, too, I don't get into a lot of these other forums where they have it. So, but are you going to be able to spool 50? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes, I need to get on that. Hold up. Actually, let me finish this leader, and I'll pull your paperwork out real quick so I can get that out. Because my goal on Saturday was to get all of those spooled up, boxed up, and everything, and that didn't go as planned. But I definitely want to get all that counter space cleared off because I got more reels inbound. I thought they were going to come in today, and they didn't. So yeah. Yeah. Oh man. I don't know about y'all, but I am Sammy Brendan. This is wire generator work. I don't know about y'all guys, but I'm seeing a lot of these posts and everything coming up about everything that's going on the East Coast. I got to be honest, guys. I say several prayers a day, just giving those people strength and heart and protection and everything else. And I think it's affected me a little bit more because I was actually out there during, it was after we had those 3 hurricanes that hit North Carolina. And just in the surrounding areas right there, I mean, I remember when we were running over 2-story duplexes that, like, as the water started to recede, we could see where our propeller was hitting in that area because we had been going out almost every day looking for survivors. And, a few days later, it dropped 3 or 4 feet or 5 feet. And, now you're seeing all these roofing houses where the chimneys were getting hit by props and stuff like that. So, like, literally, you had to kind of know the area you were in so you didn't run into a house, just trying to look for people and stuff like that. So, for me, I guess it's just hit me a little harder knowing what they're going through and how long they were out of power and are still out of power. And even for those that haven't even been found or are still trapped in those areas, like, it's pretty crazy, guys. So definitely, guys, keep the prayers going strong for those. And for also, too, for all the volunteers, both human and animal, that are out there working and putting in the time and everything else. I say a prayer, guys. If you can't make any donations, I'm also, too, real skittish of work. Like, I'm doing my homework, trying to figure out where I can donate and stuff like that. And hopefully the money goes where it needs to go and people get back on their feet as quickly as possible. So, yeah, there's another hurricane in the Gulf. And I'm hearing that it's a Cat 4. I'm hearing that it's a Cat 5, but they're talking about it's going to be stupid strong. I was hearing 170 mile per hour winds or something like that. But again, too, it's I have not been able to confirm anything because everything, and I don't know what happened there, but internet. Yep. Hold on. The email is.
Is it Gmail?
The what?
The Team Hard Life one, is that a Gmail?
Yeah, that is Gmail. There you go. Oh man.
Okay. I was trying to type it in there, but I guess I'm not fast enough.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. Something about that, Mike, that before it hits landfall, that it'll downgrade, quite a bit. But again, that's still a pretty powerful storm. And then too, now, like, it just, I'm not a conspiracy theorist kind of deal, but it is strange how all of a sudden now our Gulf of Mexico is the breeding ground for hurricanes to just pop up and be there. Like I can remember for my whole life, you know, it was way off toward Africa. Like all of that coming from Africa was where the storms would start to form, and they wouldn't be actually even become a hurricane until right around before they got to landfall and stuff like that. So I don't know, just it's stuff to look at and pay attention to all the behind the scenes. So, but I don't put it past them that, you know, they've created the technology to manipulate storms and rain and all of that. I wouldn't doubt them that they could manipulate the way the weather is right now and where it goes and who it affects. You know what I mean? So, all right, Billy, I'll check it out here in a bit, but I'd like to stay and chat longer. It's just I'm running all the different things I got to get done and stuff like that. For example, load up Mike's reel and stuff like that. I got to get into the paperwork and go from there. But I got a few more hours here at the shop. We'll see what it can get done. But I will check with y'all tomorrow morning. I wanted to go live this morning, but again, Jacked Up Leatherworks. Thank you very much, brother, for getting this all worked out, boss. Definitely a big thank you, Bob. And
you betcha.
Looking forward to getting fired on the channel soon on a regular basis.
He's actually in there taking a nap.
So we timed it perfect.
Right. Otherwise, we would not be able to get a word in. I would have to be on mute the whole damn night.
Oh, wow. All right, brother. Well, y'all have a safe one. Jacob, thank you very much, brother. And I'm glad y'all had a blessed weekend, man. I know that was long time coming. So definitely glad y'all had a great weekend, bro. So.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to some pictures and stuff like that. So I know you've been posting stuff on Facebook, but to be honest, by the time I get on there, I'm on there for a few minutes and then I'm gone. Like I don't really have the time I used to have to play on there and check things out and stuff like that. Roger that. So, all right, guys, y'all have a blessed night. I will talk to y'all later. And again, make sure to get your voter registration forms in, guys. We need everybody's help. So, all right, y'all have a good one. Later.
There we go.